If you're driving, if you're sleeping, pause, write that down. Put it somewhere in your vision board.
They were asking me recently in Forbes and some other publications.
Yes, I was gonna go to that.
I think it still comes down to value. Where I can confidently say I'm a CEO.
Yeah.
And CEO meaning chief executive officer, not chief everything officer.
I love it.
Hey you! Welcome to the Mind the Gap podcast. This show is created by immigrants for immigrants, and it's all about the career journeys that shape our lives, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Each episode, we bring you inspiring stories from immigrants of all backgrounds, different ethnicities, ages, and career paths to share insights, resources, and advice that will help you navigate your professional career. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Verisult, CMFI-NL, and BBI.
Hey you, welcome back to the Mind the Gap podcast. I'm Dami, I'm your host today, and today I have with me Ogaga Johnson. Hey! It's such a joy to have you here. Honestly, I have a lot of questions for you personally.
Okay.
But I'll try to tailor them to the cause and the goal of this podcast. So, how are you today? Please introduce yourself.
I'm good. You already said my name, right? So Ogaga Johnson, and I'm a global speaker and a workshop facilitator. I'm also the CEO of Verisult, and I wear many hats, so let's just say that.
Okay. So, the question that I have for you today is, first of all, when did you move? Like, as an immigrant, when did you come into the country? You're in Canada here. Like, when did you come? And also, what are the two things that you think you did when you just came that has landed you here today as a global speaker, someone who is working at a 9-to-5 job, and someone who has this amazing business? What did you do? Take us back.
Okay, so I think I moved to Canada in 2018.
Okay.
2018. And what did I do? I don't know if it's what I did or what I did not do.
Oh, I love it.
So I would say if there's one thing that I think I did was just understanding the value that I have. So I really knew who I was. I understood my identity, and as a Christian, I have an identity in Christ, so I knew that very well. I also knew that obviously I was meant to come to Canada because I got married, I'd moved, so God likes when you and your husband together. Exactly. So I was just confident that I will find something in my career, because I just started off my project management career before moving. So I was not like an expert yet. I had less than 3 years experience in my career. I know at that kind of stage, it's easy to have to start from the beginning, because you're not an expert, so you're not just starting it. Like experience.
Because I see what the level of 5 years of experience start from the beginning when it comes to Canada.
Right? So you're in this weird place, right?
Yes.
And I was at the point where I was just about to get a promotion into a higher level, from a project coordinator, those things. I had to move, and I just had to move. And, coming here, lots of people were telling me, and I had the same way I'm going to, the province is not even on the map.
Newfoundland. I can imagine what it was like 7 years ago.
Exactly, right? So it was more like, why you leaving and going there, like you're going to start your career from the beginning. There are no jobs there and everything. But I knew the value that I had. I knew that it transcended a location. It was a global skill, with global value, and I could demonstrate it. So I used that mindset to literally look for jobs.
So it was more about the field that you were playing in. Like, you knew that what you had, it could, anywhere that you work, it was valuable. And you also, as a person, you had value.
Yes. And I won't even say only the field, because there's some people that are also in this field or other fields that are relatable or you have transferable skills in, right? But if you do not believe that you have value, you have something to offer, no matter how you
mindset.
Yes, I think that mindset was very important, because if not, everyone
mindset. No, let's put a touch on that. Mindset. Like the way you're thinking about yourself. Oh my God.
I go on. This is so good. I think that's important, because when you're moving countries, right, to another country, different people have different things to say, and whatever they say, whatever you take in, starts shaping your mindset. So if you don't know who you are or your value, whatever anybody says, that's what will shape who you are. So I think that's one thing that I was very conscious of. I was very conscious of the fact that I didn't want to take any other person's mindset. I wanted to take the mindset of I do have value. And, even the biggest mindsets, I'm a child of God. Hey, in the earth is the Lord's, the fruit of thereof, and all who dwell in it. So, I had to come with that mindset. So anything that I was hearing that was not that, I had to say, hey, this is not my reality, and I'm not going to accept it. So it doesn't settle into me or my heart or my mind. And I think that was the one thing that I did that really helped.
Okay. Wow. So I don't know where to start from, Jen. Oh my God. So from getting your first job to starting your business, you came in here, did you plan on starting a business?
I think I've said this before, and honestly, I would just tell my husband that he was the business person in the family, that me and the career girl. So business was never, I didn't have in 5 years time I'll start a business, in 2 years time. It was not my radar. I was very comfortable with my career and doing my career thing, right? I never had a goal of business ever in my life.
Wow. I didn't know that until now. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
So how did it start? What made you feel okay, sometimes you come to Unico and you have this imposter of what am I to think I can start a business? You've just been here for 7 years. And sometimes people have been here for that long. I've heard them say, well, I think when I'm my 10th year, I'll start my business. What made you feel it was okay to start a business, even as an immigrant?
So to be honest, I didn't come with the mindset of starting the business, right? I came with the mindset of I'll find a job because I have value, and I did find the job. And then, in my field, PMP was very good. So I did the PMP, and I realized that with the PMP, I could negotiate for higher salary. I'm so I was dulling before, right? So I said that, and I shared my story online on LinkedIn. And lots of people were reaching out to me that, come and teach me how to pass the PMP, come and show me how to pass the PMP and everything. So I said, I just created a kind of framework. I'm very kind of organized in my own mind. In reality, I will not be organized. What's in my mind? I know. So I kind of put a framework and I started teaching people, and every single person I taught passed the PMP exam.
Wow.
So then I said, okay, I can't keep on doing one-on-one because I don't have the time for that. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I started in church. I was having my 9 to 5 at that period, and I think I was pregnant at that time. So I just didn't have the time, to do one-on-one. So then I decided to, okay, maybe I should just, brand it, right? Brand, right?
Yeah.
And then make it a group thing. And I did the group thing and, the same results. And that was how I really started what you call business. Right. Honestly, and even the whole putting it on LinkedIn and starting off, right, to do anything related to that was just really getting the nod from the host radar. Yeah, start.
Wow.
This person needs help them. Give value, right?
Yeah,
so give value, honestly.
It was all about value.
Yes.
You as a person having value, you having value to give other people.
Exactly.
So that's why they said the value is one thing that you think is you have to know your value. And on the path to know your value, what I found that you also found that you could share some of the values with some other people.
Yes.
And that turned into a business. It wasn't planned. It just happened because this value is so much. Then just keep giving it to more.
Yeah, and you know what, on that point is also because I really do have a heart for people. So I had seen this route to increasing my earnings and just enjoying my career, and I wanted other people to experience it because lots of people were struggling, whether as an immigrant or just their career. It wasn't really moving. So I wanted, if this PMP could help someone earn more, increase their earning power and better their career, then I wanted to be able to help. So that was the other driving force as well for it.
That's so good. That's so good. So let's be a bit back. Getting your job, how did that happen? I know I've seen the story on LinkedIn. Let's give us the punchline. So how it was you pitched yourself to them, wanted more. Can we just get a bit of if anyone has not known you, because that's part of the immigrant story. Getting the job.
The first job.
Yes, how did that happen?
So my first job, actually, funny enough, I didn't know about negotiation. I just said, okay, this is how much I can. If I have this amount, right, I'm okay to leave, right? In terms of my bills will be paid. And I'm basically when you're living with your husband as well, you don't really need lots of money. So I really downplayed myself when they asked me how much, what would you like? I think I said something very low, maybe 40K or something. I know, or 50K. I don't even know what I said. That was so low. And then the recruiter told me, hey, do you know this is the amount that we had for this job? And this was in 2018, right? Wow. And I was like, what? You had this amount? They had mercy on me and gave me, something closer to it. You understand what I asked for? So I didn't know. So that was a huge mistake. Since after that experience, I always negotiate. Even if it's a tiny amount you add on it, I will push my luck for it because I realize that people, you can't go wrong with asking. The highest they will say is, or the worst they will say is, oh, this is the maximum we have had. Yeah. And sometimes it is the maximum, right? So if they say it's maximum, okay, but can we review it in maybe 6 months or 12 months, and person may be able to say yes. But if someone else says no to you and takes your offer because you negotiated, then that's not a good work culture anyways, and you should be glad you found that out as soon as possible.
That's so good. So good. Okay, so many questions are popping up in my head right now to ask you. I think next one will be like, how were you able to seamlessly, when I see you on LinkedIn, I see someone who is comfortable posting about our day job and our business. And no, sometimes people struggle between how do I post my business and then my job, like how did that not conflict? Or did it conflict at some point and you find the way to unconflict it?
It conflicts. That's a new word.
So I make up English word.
Correct.
That's my superpower. I make up words when I just need to
have a bucket of plenty words. I just use one. Those are the right.
Yes. I'll complete. I want to be serious.
Let's be serious.
Okay, good. So how do you unconflict? Like, how did you unconflict that? Your business and your personal life? How did that happen?
I think that currently, I just ensure transparency from the very beginning. Like, oh, this is what I do. This is my business. And, I'm funny enough, the current job that I'm doing, I used my business as leverage to show my value. Oh, wow. So it was known from the very beginning that I do this. So because of that, I ensure that. And, one thing my boss told me recently for my 9 to 5 was that he likes the way I separate it. So there's no room for even conflict or anything. I wouldn't use office hours to run my business. Wow. Like if I need to do my business, I take time off, right? Wow. Or I use the weekends or I use the evenings, and it shows in my work, right? Wow. So you can't say that you're running your business and you're not doing well at work, because then automatically the human mind will say that you are,
because you have a business.
Exactly. So I ensure that in my work, I'm excellent and I produce results, because results don't lie.
Yeah.
You can take that result and say, this is what I've delivered. Like, if I can, I don't work for you 24 hours.
Of course.
So you don't expect me to be here 24 hours. So if in the time that I'm in, I exceed the results that you want me to give, then I've given you the value you need for the money you're paying me for the role. And that's okay. So understand, I think it still comes down to value.
I wanted to point back to that, because it's you being so confident that I will deliver your work.
Yeah.
But then I don't work for you every time. Exactly. I heard something that I set up this work and I will deliver as well.
Exactly. And I was saying that one other thing is that they were asking me recently in Forbes and some other publications.
Yes, I was gonna go to that. You seem to be the woman at the moment. Like, they're just everywhere. Sorry, let me let you learn. Come back to this global spotlight that has been placed on you this year.
I know, exactly. A city set upon a hill like, I love it. I love it. So recently you're asking me, what's one advice you give someone who's just starting up? And I said, as quickly as possible, build your team.
Wow.
There is no way I'll be able to get the results I'm getting at Verisult and work my 9 to 5 if I don't have a solid team.
That's so good.
So someone was asking me recently that, hey, you're working now, but I see that so many things are happening in your organization. I said, see, right now I'm working here, but someone is working there.
Yeah.
So I have a team that I can trust to do the work and continuously develop them. And that is the only way that I can do a 9 to 5 and I can scale. If not, I'll continue to be a one-man business. I'll continue staying where I am. But in order to scale Verisult into a company where that's it happen. Oh, that's a shame to some people.
That's a shame.
I need to have a solid team. So I will say that, also the reason why I can do it, all of this is because I do have a solid team at Verisult. So it's not a one-man business, right? It is a structure that has been built. People can run with it in my absence. And I think that is what a business really is.
Building a structure that the business can go without you. Like, not you being there, you not being there, the business is running. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of questions that I could pick from that. But I want to go back to this global spotlight and then your personal brand. Because I had a question, because when I just look at you on LinkedIn, like, oh my God, like you so so what I want to talk about is why did you take your personal brand seriously? As in 9 to 5, for me, I find that people that are entrepreneurs, it's easier for them to start but because they want to sell. But you have been doing this personal brand thing since way back. Like, what was the inspiration? Because I put like, well, I'm busy with work, weekend, I just want to chill. I don't have time for personal brand. Like, and even my personal brand was not even personal brand. So when I looked back on you, to be like, wow, she's been here, but like she's been doing. So like, what was the inspiration behind even starting a personal, but like taking yourself seriously online? Because no, you may be this old person offline, but taking all that work online and showing it and then telling people about it. Like, what was the goal for you? And what was the inspiration behind it?
If I tell you I don't have a goal, you believe it.
Okay, I'll believe it. But what was it? What kept? Because sometimes there's that tiredness of you have a 9 to 5. You're a mom, you're a wife, you're active in church, which I know. And then you like, so how do you, because sometimes personal brand just fall on the bottom level because it's not that like, it doesn't give you interest now. Like it doesn't show, give you anything right now. So what made you make it important? Because I know that people have this question because I also, I've answered this question so many times.
Do you know
But I want it from you.
the problem is that I feel like my personal brand right now, like I do not give it priority
Right now.
right now.
So for
And even before, I don't think I give it, like that's one of the first balls that I drop when I have so many balls that I'm juggling.
yes,
Right?
As anybody would do.
Exactly. So I think for me, it was all about, people always ask me questions. My inbox on every social media platform is full every day. People ask me so many questions, right? So in order, I respond to them, and sometimes I realize, this is actually a good response. Maybe I could share it so that everyone can see that, because maybe so many other people are having that same question. So it's still about the fact that, you know, I'm not just showing up because I have to show up on a schedule or a calendar. I'm showing up because, there's something I want to share that is of value, and I feel that to benefit only a certain type of people that, you know, I serve, or I like to serve, or I like to see do better, right? So I put it up there. Right. So right now, for this about a month, 2 months, I've not really been active on social media as I ought to, although I am there. But I've not been active. Like people have been posting different things on my behalf and tagging me, and I just repost.
Yeah.
But you know, I know that I can go back anytime, and I can put in the value. So once you have value and keep on building your value, you always have something to share.
Like a fountain that keeps building.
Yes.
And fountains flow.
Exactly.
You just want to
So you just flow it
something else.
exactly. You will flow it out. So I feel like, you know, one thing is understanding your value, but also building your value. So you need to continuously build the value, because you know one thing I realized, and this is one of the biggest career mistakes that I've ever made. During one of my career years, right, I, you know, got the job. I was good. The money was okay. The work I was doing was okay. And it was not intentionally, but I just didn't constantly like develop myself. I was just doing the work. I was getting it done. Value, very good. But then almost 2 years passed, and I realized that career, I was not keeping up with the trends. Things have moved on. Things have become so different. Because every 2 days rent, well, exactly. I was still in my job, and I did not remember to constantly keep on developing myself, and I became stale. Ooh. People that look at me and say, this one I became stale in project management.
I'll thank you for being that vulnerable. That's so good to share. Like, that's only so good.
Honestly, I became stale, and I had to like pick that up and start learning again. So, you know, one of the things that I was saying, and this is why I said, you know, constantly building your value.
I have that, but keep building on your value. The value. Oh, wow.
Because anytime you're not building on it, you are actually going backwards. Ooh. Because the world is continuously moving forward.
Somebody should write
Technology
that down.
is continuously.
If you're driving, if you're sleeping, pause, write that down. Put it somewhere, your vision board, build your value. Oh my God. Yes. So
that was one of my biggest career lessons, that if you're not developing yourself, you're moving backwards, because the world continues to move forward. Technology and advancement continues to move forward. So if you're not moving forward, you are moving backwards.
That's so good. Like, that's really so good. I feel like I just want to highlight a few lessons here from what you said. One thing I want to say to anyone listening is, if you're struggling with building your personal brand, because now it's simple online, like means I want to come online. I feel like if you're struggling with it, it's because there's no, like, the fountain is not flowing deep enough in you to share something. Like, from what I've said is you're building your personal brand because you're like, I need to share. Like, there's so much value in here that I want to share to other people. And that's always a good place to start building anything. Like, you have so much value that you're willing to, like, you know what, let me share this online. I know this, I want to share online. Yeah. So this is the take home. Build the value. You have value. Understand that. Know it. Build this continuously. And I got to transform into something that you don't even know where you're going to. So yes.
And if you don't mind me just adding this, because I see some people struggle in that, right? Your value right now, let's say it's on a scale of 0 to 10. Your value right now is on 1. Right? You don't need to reach 3 to start sharing. At 1, you can start sharing because someone at 0 needs to learn. I love that. Once you keep on sharing at 1, you will get to 2 faster. And as you keep on, in fact, because you're sharing at 1, you're going to learn more and keep on moving faster. Oh. So that's just one thing I wanted to share, because I said sharing at 1. And then you kept growing and kept going.
That's so good. Because remember, back in school, the more you teach, the more you know.
Exactly.
Oof.
Exactly.
That's it. That's it. So, global spotlights on you, my purse. I've seen you everywhere. Like, you just in magazines and Forbes. How do you feel? Like, how do you feel about all that? This year alone, I've had like 7.
Yeah, like that's actually true.
Yeah, like how have you?
I think it's I think first of all, like I've done some hard work. Like let's just be real, right?
Let's take a moment to just give you flower.
Well, there's been some hard work done, right? So it didn't just happen out of the sky. There is some, nights of studying, of doing extra hours, right? So now I'm seeing it bear fruits, and I'm really just happy and glad. I'm also, it's really a privilege to for someone to see you as a thought leader in business and a career, right? Mm-hmm. And also, be doing well in your home, be doing well in your faith, right? That for me has always been something I wanted. So seeing it become a reality, thriving in all areas, because I know that it's possible in Christ, because there's nothing that's too difficult in him. And I've just always seen maybe one person tried in one area and not tried in other areas, right? I've seen such situations and I'm like, Lord, I want to thrive in all areas, right? Because, my God is a multifaceted God. So why can't I be that? And just seeing it, the reality, especially this year, has been, really fulfilling for me.
I'm doing it. I love it. Oh, this is so good. Okay, so to any migrants right now, what resources would you recommend to them? Because I've heard you create value online. And so for someone that creates value, I know that he has something that someone can learn from. What would you tell them right now if they just knew they're trying to find their fit, get into a better career, or just earn more? What if they want to do what you've done for yourself? What is the one resource that you've created or that you can recommend that they can get into?
So I would say that the first thing is they need to just, especially if you're looking for a job, right? You need to understand what skills you have that makes it unique and makes you unique in the job market. So I would say if you can attach yourself to a mentor, to a coach, right? Someone who can help you identify your value and hold your hand to take you along the way, get that. Because you will go farther if you stand on the shoulders of someone. Yeah. And there's no need doing it on your own, right? You can do it on your own, but you don't know whether it take longer. You have to filter through stuff. So just find someone who can help you and guide you. Because there's help out there. So do that.
Do you have a resource that you've done? Because I know that you.
Oh yeah, oh my goodness! It's like someone. Just go to Verisult.
Okay. So listen, go to verisult.com. We're gonna put all that in also the description of the podcast, so you can access all the resources that you have.
Yeah. In particular, we do we have our Accelerator program. Now, the reason why this Accelerator program was created, really and truly, is for the immigrants, because we want to see more immigrants driving their careers. I want, just like me, I didn't have to start from the bottom. I didn't have to start from a survival job. I know some people may have to do that, right? And that's okay. But the point is, you can't get stuck there. And we created the Accelerator program as an avenue for people to actually, ensure that they land fulfilling and meaningful roles without breaking the bank. So, so they will have mentorship, someone who has been there to hold their heads. They will understand what their value is, what their unique value proposition is, and able to see how they can stand out in the market. There are skills for them to build, because you need to keep on building your value, and that's there. And most times as an immigrant, you do not have work experience in the country, so that's one of the things we also provide, because this work experience, recruiters love it, hiring managers love it, right?
They're you don't have experience, but they need that same experience to get a job.
I don't get exactly. So those are some of the barriers that we're doing. So at Verisult, really, our main core is to help solve global labor challenges, including the labor shortage, and in particular, the skill mismatch that is happening. Most skills of immigrants in Canada are underutilized. We waste a lot of skills in Canada.
Yes.
And you can see someone who is great in software developer, someone who is good at that, or data analytics, right? Or or business analysis. You see them Uber drivers, or doing skip the dishes. Like, that is just a waste of talent and value. That person could be in the company building the next method thing that will bring in the solution to solve various world problems. So there's so much of that. And we need people. We have people,
Yes.
and there are people, but then there's a mismatch of skills, and Verisult is there to solve it. So so connect with Verisult, one way or the other, I'll be able to help.
Wow, now I'm glad I asked that question. I think I'm going to answer somebody's question. All right, so we have this. Thank you so much. This has been so educative for me. We have this speed 3 questions that we ask at the end of the podcast. It says, first of all, what is the worst advice someone has given to you?
I think the worst advice would be that there are no jobs.
Okay, so there are jobs.
There are jobs.
We need to breathe on that. There are jobs. There are jobs in Newfoundland.
There are jobs in Newfoundland and Labrador. There are jobs. Just need to know which one is in demand and be able to use your, what's your transferable skills to get those jobs.
So right, it's so good. So what's the best advice someone is giving you?
One step at a time.
It's
And, my mom used to say one day at a time, one day at a time. And the second one is that money makes money for you. Yeah, so we agree with that. Money makes money for you. Because there was one time I needed to go for an interview. It was out of town or something. I needed to spend money to get there. My mom was like, oh, spend the money that you waste. Money makes money. If you sow money, what will you reap? Is money.
Oh my God. So the last one is, what advice would you give to your younger self? Like, if you could look back on Ogaga many years ago, what advice would you tell her?
I think I didn't really value networking and people when I was younger. Because now when I look at, the opportunities I had, the schools I had, I'm like, this is someone I should have networked with. But like, why not have anything? Like, why didn't I just network? Like, but now I understand the value of networking, because your net worth is what is your network. So I understand the value right now. And it's not because of what you can get from people. It's just that, it's just about caring about others around you. And now I know the value, and I can see the richness of my life. Now that I know the value. I'm not only networking with people above me, I'm networking with everybody, whether it is below, above, side, it doesn't matter. Because it's just about building your people worth and really caring about others. That's what I would advise my younger self.
Whew, this is so good. Thank you. I don't know, like how do you say anything for having Nancy? I don't know any other language. Thank you. Gracias. Like, this is so good. Thank you. So I feel like I've learned so much, and I hope that anyone listening, that you take out something. The point of listening is not just to listen, but to take action. All right then. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Mind the Gap. I hope you had a great time with us. All the resources from this episode will be linked in the show notes. And please follow us on all our social media handles. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this episode with someone who needs it. Until next time, bye!